Hi Matty, it's Matt Scott here. Nitesh and I were having a chat the other day and thought it would be a great idea to have a look at your website in terms of SEO visibility in Google. What I do is I work with businesses and basically help them to get their web pages and websites in front of potential customers when they're searching for the products and services that a business offers. Obviously these days, as you probably know yourself as a searcher in Google, if you're not actually on the first page of Google when you do a search, it's very rarely that you're going to go past the onto the second and third page sort of thing. So very important to obviously be on that first page. Having said that, basically what I'm going to do is just go through and have a look at your website, both in terms of what's on the site in terms of optimization, and also the sort of the off-site sort of side of things. Just quickly go to this. This is a list of terms for national. What I've basically done is broken it up into two parts: sort of national keywords or search terms, and also sort of local London sort of keywords. Now, this is by all means not the full list, and you can imagine there's probably quite a few hundred different keywords. And obviously, if you wanted to improve your visibility going forward, then obviously what we do is sit down and produce a big list, and then obviously go through and find out which ones are one sort of appropriate to your business, but also to that very high end sort of commercial intent. So just taking a look at this spreadsheet image. You've got average monthly searches here. That's basically an estimate by Google by how many times a particular search is typed in every month. It's an approximate number. It's by all means not 100% accurate, but it gives us a good idea to base some figures on. The suggested bid is what you would pay Google's advertising program if you were to, to get a visitor to a website. The next column, visitors 20%. This is because out of the number of searches that are typed per month, it depends on where you are on the first page, which depends on what percentage of those monthly searches that you actually get to your website. The sort of rough rule is about I think it's anything between 40 and 56% of the searches goes to the top organic listing in Google, and if you're not familiar with what that is, here down the right hand side you've got the paid ads, and obviously sometimes you see them across the top, and then this one here is obviously the first organic listing, but it's also integrated with a sort of local listing. And then you've obviously got the organic listings here. Now they reckon around 90% of the total search volume goes or clicks onto the first three positions, and then the remaining percent is sort of distributed between the ads and the following positions further down the page. So obviously the higher up the page that you are, the more percentage of that of those searches that you're going to get per month. So based that on 20%, which I think is very conservative. Inquiries is the number of total visits to your site. So in this case, from 7,000 searches, we're getting 1,400 people to the website, and at 5%, that's 70 people to make inquiries, whether that's phone or contact form, whatever you think's best. And then from that, I've done 40%. So 40% of the people that call, you'll actually close for business. And then as a national service, I've done an average customer value at 700, which I'm sure is a lot more than that. But obviously, I won't know that until I was to speak to you more in depth about that. Looking at those sort of same terms again, this is a piece of software that I use, and it basically tracks the positioning of keywords to a website across the UK. As you can see here at the moment, the SERP is the search engine entry, and there's obviously nothing there at the moment. Okay, so just going back and look at the second half of this, which is the local keywords, which are all based on London. Again, you've got the monthly searches, and you've got a conservative estimate of getting 20% of those searches to the website, and out of those that come to the website, 10% of those people will call, and out of those people that call, you convert 40% to a job or to a customer, with the average value being of £500 per job per customer. As I said, I'm sure it's a lot more than that. So you can see here that equates to nearly 10k a month, and the national nearly 15k a month. Again, the rankings for the visibility, should I say, for the local keywords, you can see that there's actually no entries here. So let's just take a quick look at behind the scenes. There's a little bit of duplicate content on the website, which means it's internally a duplicate, and that's probably here because there's an index.html and obviously the homepage domain name, which obviously has the same content on it. So it would probably be a good idea to either to have this page redirected to the homepage. It's probably something that Nitesh may be able to do for you. Okay, so looking at domain age, because this is an important factor in terms of trust with Google. New domains aren't trusted as much as a domain that's 10 years old. You've got a domain that was registered in 2012, so you've got 2 years of age on your site, which is not bad. It's not obviously the older it is, the better, but it's certainly certainly not that young, but it wouldn't be trusted in Google. Having a look at the links to the site, let me just refresh this. And what this will do is have a look at the actual links, if there are any pointing to your site. Okay, it doesn't look as though there's anything in the last 3 months. Just have a look and see if there's any data for 5 years. Okay, so there's not actually any data or any links pointing back to your site. And obviously links count as votes, and not all votes are equal. Votes are measured by many things by Google, but the sort of overall is relevance, so coming from relevant sort of content from platforms or websites that have also got a lot of power in terms of how Google sees it. Another factor that measures the power of the domain is what's called domain authority and page authority, and the platforms that link or vote for your website, if they're high in domain authority and page authority, then that's considered a powerful link. And it's also a measurement that also measures the strength of your website, and that's a score out of 100. Domain authority and page authority of your website is currently 1, which is indicative of not having any links or of any power pointing to your site, which obviously you will need if you want to be visible in front of potential customers. Okay, so I just want to quickly show you. This is what it would look like with links. This is commercial flooring services. You can see that they've got 95 links coming from 43 different sites, and if we just look further down here, this is basically showing the sort of proportions of the types of links and in what words or what search terms they're trying to link for, basically. And this is quite high, actually, at 22%, which I'm sure that Google might pick this up because that's far too many for one particular keyword. So that's what it would look like with a healthy or reasonably healthy link profile. And then obviously if you look at their domain authority and page authority, obviously it's 11 and 21. Which again is not really high, but it's just showing you that that's what happens when you point some reasonable links at it. Okay, so the other thing to just check on this website is the pages, because the link distribution, I mean, see, they've got 95 links, but they're all going to the home page. So really, for a healthy link profile, they need to be sort of scattered and pointing sort of to different pages on your website. And obviously, you'd want a particular page to be found in Google that was relevant to the term that the potential customer is typing in. So if they're typing in classroom flooring, for example, you want your page or to have a page that's optimized for classroom flooring to be found in the search engine, so they click. So obviously they're finding relevant content and information for what their search was for. Okay, so again, I did a search here for commercial flooring services, and the commercial flooring services that I just ran through that tool, obviously in the number 1 position here, and it looks like they've got some reviews and some other stuff as well. The other thing to bear in mind is the actual optimization of the page or the website itself. And each page would need to be optimized for a particular search term depending on what you wanted to be found for. The elements within that are that are important are the URL structure of the website. Obviously here we're just looking at the actual domain and not a page, and then the title, and you've got Academy Carpets and Flooring Brentwood, so it looks like it's more optimized for a Brentwood keyword, which is not a problem, but there's probably going to be lesser searches looking for services in Brentwood as opposed to London. But of course, when you go to get found in Google for London-based keywords or search terms, then obviously it's going to be a lot more competitive. So ideally, you would optimize your title and your description tag and a particular page URL for a particular search term that you want to be found for. But obviously, like I say, we're just looking at the domain here. Let's just have a look at a page quickly. So if we just go to flooring, so it depends on what you wanted to optimize for. So if you said you wanted to optimize this for, say, like commercial flooring or something, then obviously you'd want to incorporate those things into your URL structure and also into your title and description tags. URL is the most important, title is second most, and description third most, and then obviously also optimizing the actual content that's actually on the website is also another factor. This meta keywords section here is no longer really used by Google, and then obviously you've got heading tags which are pretty important. You've got one here of flooring, but you can obviously optimize those better for the search terms that you want to be found for. Images, they could be better optimized as well, and probably having a sitemap obviously helps, and having analytics on your website, so you can basically keep in touch with what the people that are visiting your website, and also the engagement, i.e. how long they're spending on your website, and so forth. Okay, I think that's pretty much about it. Obviously, if you're interested in looking into this further, it'd probably be best if we had a chat a bit more in depth, because once I know really what the goals and stuff are of the business for the next sort of 6 to 12 months, it gives me a better idea to look at what sort of search terms that you want to go for, and what sort of competition is involved, because obviously competition is a huge factor which determines obviously the pricing. So I can't give you any pricing without that really, until we sort of know what you want to go for, what your goals are, and what the competition that we're against for those particular search terms. And then from that, what I would do is obviously create some sort of pricing structure from that. And obviously my goal is to get you a return on an investment for whatever whatever that is over time. Don't want to look at it as a cost of something that you're going to sort of, you're going to pay